Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Enriching Minds. Today we are going to learn what are the nutrition of plant in our part 1 chapter. Come on, let's go into this chapter. Mode of nutrition in plants. There are two types of organisms, heterotrophs and autotrophs. Autotrophs, the organisms which do not depend on others for food are called autotrophs, which like they can prepare their own food. For example, plants. Plants, they can prepare their own food. Heterotrophs, the organisms which depend on others for food are called heterotrophs. For example, humans and animals, they depend on plants for their food are called heterotrophs. These heterotrophs and autotrophs are the two different organisms. Here, heterotrophs depend on autotrophs. For example, humans and animals depend on plants for their food. Yes. Now in this here we now let's start about photosynthesis. The process of preparing food using water and carbon dioxide in presence of sunlight captured by chlorophyll is called photosynthesis. Yes, the photosynthesis we had been learning. Here photosynthesis uh, use carbon dioxide and use carbon dioxide and water from sucked by the roots, and here also the leaves prepare a main role here. It's used of oxygen and water from the roots, uh, uh, and sunlight captured by the chlorophyll in presence of chlorophyll forms a form releases oxygen and forms glucose, and these glucose can be converted as a fruit or a vegetable. This is how a plant does photosynthesis. Here plant releases oxygen from a tiny spores called stomata. These stomata are very tiny and they have guard cells inside them. This is how a photosynthesis works for a plant. And this one also, there's a green pigment called a chlorophyll. This green pigment helps it to do photosynthesis. What about non-green plants? Have you ever think what about non-green plants? If you see here, there are many non-green plants, but do they even do photosynthesis? Or do they uh, do anything else just like green pigment plants? Here there we have many questions here to answer. Here there are many plants which are non-green like black lace, ladder and colored bells, etc. Here these plants, it does not mean that they are green in color, but even though they have very light chlorophyll, and they have other pigments. In the first picture, if you see, it's orange, and this leaf has orange pigment more than chlorophyll. This orange pigment hides the chlorophyll, but this can barely do photosynthesis. So it does photosynthesis. It does photosynthesis in a small amount, and it does not and it does not see that uh, and it does not have fruits and vegetables anything. And the second picture, it's in purple in color, so the leaf has a purple pigment more than green pigment. And here also, it does photosynthesis, but it does not produce any glucose or a carbohydrate. And in the third one picture, it has more pink pigment, and this pink pigment is hiding the green pigment present in it. In in here, this is how non-green plants work. And here in this non-green plants also, some plants depend on some other plants, which we learn the next part. And these plants also does not need sunlight, as they are not green color. They very little need sunlight, as they do not have chlorophyll. They have very less chlorophyll. They capture the sunlight, from very less, so they do not need much chlorophyll. Yes, now we are done with our chapter. I'll see you in the next video preparing about this part in the next part. Thank you.